Coach. If you want to start us off with a quick statement, we'll open it up to questions.
Oh, just real proud of the boys tonight, Gare. Ed, how you doing? Just, after a tough one last night, we needed that in the worst way. I was proud of the kids physically, for sure, how they showed up and, played pretty good baseball throughout the day. But I just thought mentally, they were into the thing from the first pitch on. So just proud of them, step forward for sure. Now we got to try to find a way to close this thing out and, win this thing 3-1. So they're a good team, and we're going to have to come out tomorrow against a real veteran left-hander that likes to move the ball around and decelerate and all those types of things. But hopefully our kids go into bed tonight with some good feelings about themselves. And, I think I'd be remiss if you don't talk about a doubleheader, which is our first one of the year and the first one that we got to get kind of trained for, coming off of a tough Thursday night loss, and then both of your starters on the front end of both those games of the doubleheader get you 7 innings. So that was big for our bullpen, allowed us to, leave Keegan and Slagle and DeVito and all those guys kind of unused through today, which should, be beneficial for us going forward to tomorrow. So just got to get up tomorrow and get after it again. So
Benoit wasn't originally supposed to start this weekend, and then he gave you his best start of his 2-year career. How helpful is that going to be going forward?
Yeah, it was huge. You were here. That's an electric arm now, and just about 2 days ago, he really kind of got the word that this is what we were going to do. And, I think he had good feelings coming off of what we described last time as his best outing in a Tulane uniform. So I think he took a lot of those feelings and that experience from last time, and he moved him forward. So, that'll be big for us, whether he continues to stay in this thing or it's a big bullpen piece or whatever it is. But we're certainly going to need him going forward. But Jack and he were, both slap-the-wall type guys today, because what they gave us is what baseball requires. And I always say this to you, the guy that's standing on the higher surface than everybody else that starts the game, to get out there and get the thing established. Both those guys just did a tremendous job tonight.
And what is Braden didn't pitch? I heard on the radio, tired arm. Do you have a diagnosis for him?
Yeah, that's really what it is. I think there was just some kind of tiredness in the forearm area, and just, nothing medical at all. Just thinking, take one step back so he can take the rest of the weeks forward and not, try to push it. I think he probably, he fought with me a little bit in terms of wanting to go and saying that he probably could and all those things like that. But we've got a long season ahead of us, and it's an important half of our season. He's got a professional career ahead of him. I thought that as a staff we needed to make a mature decision here. And, his teammates did what good teammates do, and pick us up when we needed it the most. So obviously those are big innings that we lost in a weekend series, but I anticipate him being back next week.
So Luis had a huge day, but he also demonstrated a new bunting technique with the behind the back.
It's a
new. Get out of the way of the pitch.
It's a sign we just.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
I've seen ball hit bat be fair before, but maybe once or twice. But and that thing couldn't ask for a better bunt. That's a new bunt sign that we have. So. I was real proud of Luis. You hear me talk all the time about quick recovery athlete. He gets the ground ball that goes through the 5-hole there. The inning before, he couldn't hardly make it off the field. I almost chopped his head off. And we're done. We're done with that. And our expectations got to be higher than that. We are what we are because of some of those types of moments. And he jumped right in there, and these guys do all the time when I get after him, is see my ball on the face, see my face on the ball and land it in the left field screen. So good for him to get back on it, but he had a heck of a day offensively for sure.
you dominated pretty much all 18 innings, but I guess the one biggest turning point that there could have been was Jared's throw in the second inning of the first.
Yeah, it was
game.
huge.
He threw a missile.
Yeah.
That's the type plays that hadn't been made before.
Yeah, no doubt.
How big a boost was that?
It was huge because, it kept the game at 3-1, I think, at that time. It's his chance to be 3-2. I thought defensively he was in a good position. The way the flags have been blowing, Gare, this weekend, it's, as you can see, we landed on a bunch of balls that didn't have a lot to show for, but that were struck really well. Maybe on a warmer night was the friendlier flag. I think we could have probably even had more extension. But knowing how the park was playing and positioning himself accordingly, where if the ball gets hit firm over his head, it's still going to have some layup to it where he could go back and catch it. So he was in maybe a little bit shallower than normal. And I think when the ball speed and the ability to get behind it and come through it, and in those situations, you just kind of let it rip and made a heck of a play at the plate. That was a big deal.
Coach, any thoughts about a sweep giving you some momentum, or is that?
Well, 100%. We have to use the good feelings of victory to give us confidence. There's no doubt about that. So, again, just real proud Ed of the kids. Last night was a tough one. I thought we favored them some things that gave them the advantage. And for us to come back today and kind of get a punch in the nose and get off the mat, so to speak, and show up like they did from the pitch one to the end, I was real proud of their effort. So, we need to use those, and I think the kids are feeling good about themselves. And what we need to do now is we put ourselves in a position to win 3 out of 4. And I think if you did that every weekend for the course of the AAC play, you'd probably find yourself in the front end of this thing. So got an opportunity tomorrow, and we created ourselves one today, and now we just got to take advantage of it tomorrow.
Bennett Lee is hitting over 400 now for the year. I mean, it seems like you talk about him after almost every game because he's done something. Just how impressed are you with his approach at the plate?
Yeah, I mean, it's unreal. He gets in there. I think he's singular in his thoughts, pitch to pitch. I think he's got his plan, and we talk about it all the time, get on time for what you're looking for, and I think he does a really good job with his at-bats. I like him with 2 strikes. He puts the ball in play. He's using all parts of the field. And I thought that was a big double there late, when he wedge split the right center. He understood the outs and everything like that. He pushes into a double. So he's just given us really mature at-bats for a very, very young kid. And I had a tough decision tonight, guys, because, I wanted to get Hayden in there, because we can't catch Bennett Lee every single inning for the rest of the year. And I've told you this before, and I'll tell you time and time again, Hayden's very capable back there. He does a lot of really good things for us, and so wanted to get him in there for sure. And then I have to, at that point, make decisions about how am I going to keep, gray-haired Tanky in there and get Bennett in there. But I couldn't play both of them at this particular time until maybe we do some transitioning with Bennett, maybe to a potential different position or what it might be to try to get them all in there. But just the way he's going, as you made mention, I just thought that was the hot hand, and it turned out to be the right decision.
Anything else for Coach? All right. Thank you, guys.
Gary, Ed, thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
All right, Coach.
Okay.
Talk to you soon.
Have a good night, okay? I appreciate you guys. Thank you.